This is Battle Rap Street Team, and we are back with another reaction. This time it is Will Smith's based on a true story. Excuse me. Now, I must be one of the few that, that's actually reporting on or reacting to this particular album that he dropped. From what I can gather from other publications, it's kind of been a mixed review, but the highest that he's gotten is a 3. Now, whether that's 3 out of 10 or 3 out of 5, that kind of determines on how good or bad the album is to other people, I reckon. So let's just talk about some of the reviews that others have, and then we'll go from there. So let's start with oh goodness, the Times. The Times basically rated the album 2 out of 5, and they said that the project lacks the charm of Smith's earlier Fresh Prince era. Now, we're talking about Fresh Prince back in the 2000s and the 90s, right? In the 90s. So the Fresh Prince era was back when he was the Fresh Prince of Bel Air. He's a grown ass 50 something year old man. Y'all still calling him the Fresh Prince. He's saying Will Smith. But again, that's the times, okay? Then we have the people called the Independent. I don't even know who these people are, but they gave it 2 stars, and they were saying that Will Smith's desire to address recent events is understandable. It's unfortunate he chose to do so with quasi inspirational songs that don't bang. We'll talk about that in a minute. And then lastly, from what Clash magazine, I don't even know who they are either. Clash magazine states that they gave his album a 3 out of 10, and they're saying that it was often insubstantial record that offers little beyond surface level engagement. So the common criticism from everybody, it seems that it was lack of depth. Of course, everybody wanted to know more about what happened for the deeper introspection. It was a heavy-handed messaging, a lot of gospel, so people don't like to feel preached at or preached to. And they also felt that the music style and selections was outdated. Um, so their whole thing is that they see that Smith was trying to confront and express his personal journey, but it lacked depth, and they said charm as well. So we're going to go through this, okay? I'm going to tell you now. I think the album is pretty solid for who he is, and we'll talk about that also because I think that Will Smith is getting a lot of flack for nothing. It seems that a lot of the criticism is that Will Smith did not go far enough in his rawness. They wanted the raw Will and what have you. Now, this is the thing, and I see that they're kind of basing this from a standpoint of, say, Jay Z and 444, Kendrick Lamar and his Miss Morale and the Big Steppers, and you also have Ye with Donda and Ye. So based on those type of traveling and or those discussions of their individual journeys, that's what they were expecting Will Smith to do. But I take a little different turn with that. Let's walk it through. Okay, so the slap happened in 2022. It is now 2025. Okay, so the slap happened in 2022. From that time to now, Will Smith, Jada Pinkett, their kids, everybody has been dogged out through the media, right? Will has been on different podcasts. He's done a number of interviews addressing the situation. He even was on his own channel addressing the situation. So in a way, he's addressed it as much as he's going to, right? I think that when you try to compare his journey of information and allowing the public to see in and scrutinize to a point versus Jay-Z's and Kendrick's, they're giving you everything that led up to a certain point in their life. He's telling you, hey, I'm already at this certain point. I'm at the redemption point. They let you see, how they figured that, what was wrong, their low point, they went to therapy for it. They're figuring it out. So they went through the shame. They explained the shame of it. They explained the reflection of it. And now they're at the redemption level, rapping about it, what have you. What Will Smith chose to do was just stick on the redemption because when you think about it, the shame was throughout the internet, on TV and everything. He's not going to be able to get an Oscar anymore and all that stuff that they were saying is suspended or what have you. The reflection was basically him in a mirror. Why did he do what he did? Why he was being a perfect facade of and upheld by what we perceived as a perfect family, a perfect man. Him being a black man in America, he had to be the go-to, the bar that was set for black actors at that time. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that is a lot of pressure amongst black people who's in high types of fields or celebrities or what have you. We put so much pressure on them because we are so scrutinized on everything we do. We're just like, please, just don't act up in front of these good white folk. And that has plagued black people for a long time. And him being the representative of the community, because we're different from everybody else. One represents the other in the black cultural community when they act right. Right. So when one and for example, when you have a person that does act out and it goes straight the hell off, they look at all the black people like, well, what y'all gonna do about it? I don't know. He's an individual. I don't know what to do about that. But at the same point, when we have a black celebrity that's very successful, as Will Smith is, we tend to cling like that's community, right? That's part of the community. And so we don't want you to F this up because, damn it, there's going to be others coming behind you, right? So in a sense, that's what he did. He broke that facade of Will and started being who he really wanted to be inside and outside. He had a lot of hidden things that he went through. So he did all that through kind of a public display, through rumors or what have you. And let's not forget now, for a long time, there's been rumors circulating Jada and Will forever. They never said anything. The public was the first one to say they need to talk about, they need to address this, they need to do that, they need to do this. The minute Jada and Will open their mouth, now everybody's like, oh, get me out the group chat. Get me out the group chat. I don't want to hear nothing. Oh my God, I'm disgusted. I'm tired of hearing them and what have you. So, which way do you want it? So, in a way, I feel that Will Smith did cater to what he wanted to do, which was show the redemption side of who he is or of his journey and wanted us to take it from there.
Would you call this a return to hip hop, or do you feel like you never left?
I am hip hop.
Okay. Who is this?
Listen, that's your squad.
Yeah,
That's your squad.
turn their phones off.
You know.
Jesus Christ, not like I got Will Smith tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Listen, man.
what's going on here,
look,
bro?
I'm just saying, my people's phones ain't going off.
I know, man, but you run just a different ship. Yeah. I'm not saying a tighter ship. It's just a different ship.
Different kind of ship.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I got people that's like, I'm giving they coming out of programs. You know what I'm saying? It's just a little different, you know. But is it a return to hip hop, or you feel like you never left?
Nah, and I feel hip hop is just what I am. You know what I mean? It's a way that I think about the world. It's like I was born and seasoned in hip hop, so even when I moved into television and film, it was still with that flavor. A little bit of that.
Yeah, you did a little something like that.
You know,
if it would have been successful, you would have never came back to hip hop. But this is one of those things where I look at it, man, and I say, there's just this love that we have for this, man. And it's like the booth. The mic.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure, bro, that's innate. That's almost in like the bone marrow.
It's like, and what it's grown to for me is like self expression, where things come out now that even I didn't know it was going to be. It's like music for me is like a way to collaborate and meet artists around the world, and like it's brand new for me. The game is new too, so that's another thing. I'm inspired to study and figure out how to find my way in this new landscape. So I'm hyped, man. I'm really inspired. I started doing a couple shows, so I've been doing smaller shows, working with smaller crowds, and the world is so desperate for nostalgia right now. Like, man, people like hearing them old records back when times were a little bit.
Yeah, and we love Familiar.
Oh, familiar.
We
Yes,
love
Lord.
familiar. We love the single.
Yeah.
And there's just something when you, even in summertime, when you say that smell from a grill
I
sparks
know,
some
yeah.
nostalgia, that's what this is,
Yeah,
bro.
man.
There's something about where it's not like, oh, Will is back, or it's just this feeling like it almost felt like you took it off pause.
Yeah, right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
So what happened, and I don't even think people realize, like, me and Jeff have never done a tour. Like, we were on people's tour.
So, with that said, let's get into his whole track list. He has 14 tracks in total. Okay. Three of them are skits. Okay. Now, so that gives you a total of really 11 songs. I think that in total minutes is 37 minutes and 10 seconds. And we're just going to talk about each one individually, and I'll let you know what I think about them. Okay. But before I do that, let's just say this. A lot of these are like 2 minute, 1 minute type of things. The skits is usually about over a minute or so. But really, the longest song on here, if I'm not mistaken, is the Beautiful Scars featuring Big Sean and Obanga. And that's 3 minutes and 46 seconds. So this is, like I said, it's a 37 minute, 10 second listen. So starting with number one, this is the first thing you hear, which is the barbershop, right? This is when everybody's talking about Will Smith, and he's really just letting us see that he's heard everything that we've said to him. He's talking about social media here. Now, again, this is just like the skit, but he's explained it, or based on the skit, and the people that's talking in the barbershop is regular conversation about how we felt about the slap and everything else. Okay, again, that's the skit, and then he moves right into looking for me. That's number two. So looking for me is a pretty good joint. I like it. That's when he starts rapping, you know. And in that, he starts off like Lottie Dottie, I like to party. And then he goes through, like, spend a lot of time with the Shanks and with the Saudis, in Dubai and Abu Dhabi. Let's be real. When Will Smith is shit talking, we believe him because he really got the shit talking money, right? Everybody else can talk what they want to say, but we know when he's saying he's going to Dubai and Abu Dhabi, he for real. He not playing. And so he's spitting that like, yo, you looking for me? I'm not hard to find. I'm in your TV. I'm on your IG. I'm around you. I have not stopped being me. You know what I'm saying? He says things like, "You decided to instigate it, and now you got me. I'm motivated." You know what I'm saying? So take a beat. I'm spitting heat. I'm on fire and incinerated. So he's rapping. Now understand something. Will Smith comes from a simplistic storytelling background. He doesn't get all intricate in his words and everything, and his verbiage. He's not going to give you a whole lot of soliloquies and tongue twisters and double and triple entendre. He's not Kendrick in them, right? He's always been simplistic storytelling. So if that's what you're looking for in his rapping, he's not going to do that. Okay, he's not. But he will shit talk. And he's letting you know, like, you got a very good life, but your life ain't like mine. So I like you looking for me. I actually kind of got that on my playlist. So that's the one I have on my playlist. And if I'm really talking about it, I would say that if I need to rate it, I would give it like we're doing 1 to 5, I would give you looking for me about 2.5. Okay. So the next song is Rave in the Wasteland. Rave in the Wasteland. And Rave in the Wasteland is about, so like I was saying, Rave in the Wasteland is, first off, it's starting with another skit. Okay, so you have a skit, then you looking for me, then you have another skit. That's where Will Smith is supposed to be preaching, and then you have Rave in the Wasteland. Now, some people was calling Rave in the Wasteland like a dance track. It's really not a dance track. It got that rave. If y'all remember, some of y'all may not, but back in the day, especially in the early 2000s, there were rave parties like crazy. It has that beat to it. Now, what it's about is basically people going to church, getting their life right. He's trying to do what he's supposed to do. He even mentions we in the heart of Revelation. This is the elevation, the 144,000. We have been chosen to lead the awakening. So he's letting you know that this is about, so we coming to church. This is a come to Jesus moment right here. He's talking about the remnants, the 144,000 going to the altar. Changing the culture, walking on water, I'm parting the oceans. He's talking about, basically hitting the scriptures on this one. So this is one of those songs that I don't have it on my playlist, but it's a strong song if you feel like, you there's a lot of things going on with you. You just you need to hear something. Like they have here, brothers and sisters, reach inside, get a hold of all them things that's no longer serving you. Reach in, and now reach out, turn them over. We're going to turn them over. So he's letting you know, like anything that's inside of you that just has a bind on you, that's making you not doing what you need to do, breaking the chains, basically, light the flames, things like that. He's giving you that encouragement of what you need to do. Why is he doing that? Because that's what he had to do. So again, this is his redemption part of the journey. He's not going back and saying, well, this is what I did and how I did it. He's basically saying, y'all already know what I did. Let me show you how I got out of it, though. That's his thing. Okay. Let's move on to the next song. So the next song is called Bulletproof, and this is by Jack Ross. Jack Ross seems to be like an R&B rock type of guy. I've never heard of him before, but he has such a powerful voice, and I love his singing on here. He had it kind of reminds me like of a Bobby Womack or somebody type of. He got that type of deep, soulful rock voice, and I love that. So he's one of his other songs where he's talking his shit. He starts off saying, I've been a desperado now. Y'all know what I know when I say I'm gonna do it. No, it's not hollow now. So, he's like, whenever I shoot, I never miss. It's like high noon, raining truth on these fools with like a monsoon. When I walk into a room, it's like a typhoon. Real clear when I show up, really who's who. So this is him talking his shit again. He says, in your favorite car, 700 horses, a lone ranger, born with my torch lit. Black Air Forces, better we join forces. You got a knife. This is a gunfight. Choices. So he's talking shit. He's saying, I'm bulletproof. Y'all not gonna keep hitting me. Y'all not look, I told you I was sorry. I'm not saying that I'm never ever going to be sorry. I'm gonna continue to be sorry, but you are not about to take shit away from me. That's what I'm getting from this, right? He says, you settle down. A preacher is about to preach. Got long arms, ain't nothing I can't reach. Been through it all. Now I'm ready to teach. That again, getting back into that teaching thing, that redemption journey that he's been talking about. He said, whole world against me, and it ain't even bothering me. Well, I got the keys to heaven, but I know things in hell. Well, I give my life for something, but my soul ain't just for sale. So he's like, he said, I ain't do all that Hollywood shit that y'all accuse me of, but you're not gonna you ain't stopping on me. You not stopping on me. I'm bulletproof. Now I went to the bottom, and because I went to the bottom and I hit my rock bottom, now I'm even tougher to break. And I think when you think about that, that's a good thing. People really don't like to hear that part because they want you to continue to be humble all the time. And I understand that. But from Will Smith's perspective, he was like, look, I'm humble, but you're not going to be intentionally trying to break me. That's not what we're doing. So let's go to the next. So the next song is Hard Times Smile. That's featuring Tiana Taylor. And you may have seen on his IG with him and Tiana, they really pushing this song here. That was another thing that people were critical of, that there was not there wasn't a push song. You know what I'm saying? That one song that can push it further. But it seems like he's loving Hard Times Smile with Tiana Taylor here. That's the one he's pushing. Um, it's a nice little beat to it. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of cute. It kind of remind me of like how he would do Jiggy with it and Switch. Not the beat, but he's playful. He's very playful here. So this song I actually give I give it out of a 5. I give it about a solid 3, 2.5, 3. And I think Tayana sounds great as a singer here. I keep forgetting that Tiana can sing. She does so much. I forget. And this song is basically about hard times, going through the pains, the mistakes, the sadness, but you still got to get up, living in a world that continues to attack you. You know, we stay centered with our hearts on the axis, all of that. It's like, when the world is beating the hell out of you, you still got to keep going. It's like a magic trick that you keep this up. It's crazy, right? But this is a good song. I like. I think this is something that I would put in my playlist because it's a good motivational. If you got some of those motivational songs, that's one of these things you could clean up to it and what have you. So I like this song. Now, Beautiful Scars. I must admit, I like that the most of all his tracks. I like Beautiful Scars, and I also like Work of Art too. But we'll talk about that in a minute. Beautiful Scars featuring Obanga and Big Sean. I like it. They both everybody's rapping on here. You know what I'm saying? I think Jaden is on here too. I forgot. But he is rapping. Now I'm gonna say this because Big Sean is the shit. Big Sean was rapping on here too. And of course, in our ears of listening to the way Big Sean rap versus Will Smith rap, you might say, yeah, Big Sean got that. But I liked how he was confident in allowing to let the young ones in there and there's no ego, right? But he's rapping on here. And I think this is one of the best songs. And so when they say old production, I don't know. I'm not one of those music savvy type of people, I guess. But when he talks the shit, like, look, got these cowards saying, he just won't quit, won't fold, won't switch. I wrote the code. I'm Mr. Smith. Because this is the matrix. This is my regular basis. I am head of all you players. I'm playing my aces, every card with the faces. I am a king with the queen reign and supreme being through the rain. I mean, he rapping. He's rapping, and that Obega is doing the what do they call it, the filler or what have you, the singing part of it. I think he did good. It's like and the part that oh gosh, Big Sean is rapping is fire to me. So I would say check this song out. I kind of like this song more than all of the other songs. Um and I think that this is a good song to check out. Out of from 1 to 5, I give this one a 3, maybe 3.5. And I do have this on my playlist. And I think I like the way they're rapping with the beat, especially on the double timing of the beat, and they're rapping with it. So I do like that. Okay, so this was a good one. Let's go to the next song. But let me not forget this. He on the song "Beautiful Scars." He's talking about the Moors. He's talking about culture, black, all of that. He's getting into it. He's gotten y'all might want to hear what he's saying, okay? And I don't think he's saying it as a lean in for covering for him. I'm thinking this is what he's been saying for a minute. So check out Beautiful Scar. Now, Tantrum, again, he's rapping. And I just want to say what he says here. He says, back on my journey, I'm taking my chances, searching and questioning, looking for answers, hoping the medicine heal all the damage. My inner child keeps throwing a tantrum. Why does my ego keep holding me ransom? Why does my fear control me at random? Life can be ugly, but fuck it, I'm handsome. I'm about to face all this shit I've been running from. So again, he's on that redemption theme. Like, look, I'm showing you guys what went on with me, and I'm trying to show you how to help you. So it's all that deep seeking, inner seeking of knowledge and what you need to do and what have you, and how to get out of it. So he ain't playing. He ain't playing with this song. He says, I am not God, but I know I'm a son of him. You just a son of a bitch. I know exactly just what they've been doing. They counted me out, but your numbers ain't showing. I mean, he said like, yo, I done took my punches, they was standing over. So it's like, okay, so I know what some people can say with that. But like, look, you did so you slapped the hell out this man. You're gonna get criticized. But I think what he's saying is, yes, I expect criticism, but some people took it to another level, very disrespectfully with me. That I thought that we had some type of friendship or whatever it was. Some of them really jumped on that train and really disrespected the hell. It's not even at the part of where he was wrong for his action. It was that I've been feeling this way about your ass anyway, and this was the perfect opportunity to tell you, Will Smith, I don't like you. So now he's coming back with tension, like, I see you. You was punching on me. You thought it was cool. You thought I was sweet. No, no, I'm not sweet. No, you're not playing with me. So now Tantra, because I like the way he's rapping on here too, and Joyner Lucas, and I'm not a big Joyner Lucas fan. I know he can rap. I'm just not a big fan. But giving from 1 to 5, I would give this one a 2.5. I would give this a 2.5. Is this on my playlist? Yes. And it's one of those things that if it plays, I'm not going to stop and be like, oh, that's my song. But I do like it because it's part of my workout playlist or what have you. So I don't mind it being there at all. Now, if there's one song that I got to admit that I'm not really fond of, it's the First Love song. The woman sings beautifully on this song. She sings beautifully. The man sings beautifully on it. That part is fine. It's just that I don't know if it's the beat with the rap. Something about this song completely just it throws me off. It's like I expected this song to be on something else, maybe, or the rapping to have a different type of beat to complement it. I don't think that the song and the rapping, the beat and the rapping doesn't complement. This woman's voice is beautiful, totally beautiful, but I just don't think it fits well with his song. So First Love, I do not like that. If I have to rate it, and I hate to say it, if I have to rate it, it's probably like a 1.5 to me. I'm not feeling this one. I'm really not. I'm really not at all. So make it look easy. Um, this is kind of like a Caribbean type of flow to it. And I kind of like when it starts off. They say you make it look easy. They really need me. I never show that I'm bleeding. I make it look easy. This is that type of. The reason why I like make it look easy is because this is that song for those strong people. We make it look easy. I'm one of them. I'm guilty of it. I'm one of those people that considers to be a strong person, and I hate that now because people will dump on you, dump on you, dump on you because you go through it by grace. It's almost like they feel that they siphon. It's almost like they wish they can do what you do, but this shit hurt. You know what I'm saying? It hurt. So he's letting you know, like, even when they're vicious, they won't change who Will Smith is, the architect, the artist that they call for when they hard to mess up, right? And he's letting you know where he's from. He's from the West Philly to Parks and Rec, and he ain't lost a step. But this is again going back. This is a song for those strong people that the ones that like, yo, we make it look easy, man, but we tired too. We get done. And you can also that can also be something like make you feel bitter because it's like when I need help, who's there to help me? But they take advantage of that. They're like, you don't need help because you're always the one that figures it out. And ain't that you want to figure it out, it's because you have nobody to depend on to figure it out. So hell, you ain't got no choice because the people that should be there to figure the shit out with you is too lazy in their thought process to think to help figure the shit out. So you do it. Because that's who you can depend on. You can't depend on those that's closest to you. You can only depend on who you know, you and pray. That's what you got. So in a way, I do like the song. This reminds me that I don't have to do that. And the reactions of others, the reason why I'm who I am is because they can't do what I do. So they rather siphon what I have to try to make it seem they can do what I do. So it can become a prideful thing if you're not careful. But it's one of those things that you got to remind yourself, like I do make it look easy, but make sure you always take time for yourself. You shouldn't have to make everything hard look easy. Your life should be damn easy every once in a while, you know? So just I like this song. This is on my playlist. From 1 to 5, I actually will give "Make It Look Easy" a 4. It's a light production. It's light rapping, and most of it is the over and over song part of it, and not the rapping part. But it makes sense, so I like that. I'm not gonna front. I do like this song. And so now we'll be coming up with another skit that's real quick, and that's the Reverend YCMI sermon. This is like, you'll see why that's important when it goes into the next song. So I'm not really going to spend time. I don't really like to spend time to too many of the skits. So it's one of those things that I understand why the skits are there to lead into the song. But if it wasn't there, it doesn't bother me. Other than the first skit, I get why he did the first. So, like I said, that skit goes right into "You Can Make It." Now, "You Can Make It" is also featuring an artist named Friday with two Y's and the Sunday Service Choir, and he's doing the singing part with the choir. And of course, it says, "Don't give up on me. I need you to hold on. Know you're deep up within the storm, but I know you can face it." He also goes on to say, and if God is for real, you just wonder if he'll listen. So many tests for the flesh, exhausted, grasping to catch your breath, walking through the valley of the shadow of death. And when you think you've got nothing left, keep going. Don't give up on me. I need you to hold on. Look, I know y'all think that this is like hopey, cheesy type stuff, but when you think about the natural fight of your existence, maybe that's what you need to hear. Some hopey stuff. You know what I'm saying? A lot of rap, especially this new age rap, got a lot of dark undertones to it. That's not part of our culture, but it's part of the business that's making music, trying to make you think that's part of the culture. Will Smith has always rapped like this. He wasn't always the most lyrical. He wasn't Rakim, but he knew how to rap. And the type of music that he made was off center of what they made. But we had that type of rap back in those days too. So him rapping like this, like, look, the darker the hell you gotta endure, the brighter the heaven you get to enjoy. That's some true shit. The harder the fall, the higher you soar. God opens a window when the devil closes the door. I mean, what you want? What you want this man to say? He been through all of it. He especially says, "Believe me." They tried to believe Will Smith. In the rear view, I see adversity was the gift. To lift me higher, gifts requires faith. I mean, what you want? What you want this man to do? You want him to be on here like, "I did it. I was alright. I just want another acting job. Please." He's not going to do that. This is his redemption tour, and this is his redemption journey and tour. We could say that he's one of those rappers that if he sell only one, he's cool because he's still Will Smith. See, I think another thing too. This goes to a different subject, and I'm tired of seeing a lot of people try to lump the OGs with the new age rappers talking about billboards and shit. The Locks ain't got nothing to prove. LL, they ain't got nothing to prove. Rakim don't have anything to prove. Will Smith don't have anything to prove. We got MCs that Redman just came out. He don't have shit to prove to y'all. Method Man don't have shit to prove to you. Ice Cube ain't got shit to prove to you. Eminem ain't got to prove nothing else to you. They done their golden eras of rapping like that. They done already did their numbers is in the rafters. So if you're trying to sit up there and say, well, he needs to make a hit, no the hell he don't. He just need to rap. His hits is in the movies. Well, LL did movies. Jay Z got businesses. You're talking to wealthy ass rappers that's in their 50s that actually seeing the age of hip hop. Remember when hip hop first? It's only 51 years old. These people are now about 50, 55 years old. What you think they're going to do? They shouldn't be competing with no youngins. Y'all don't do that with rock. Y'all don't do that with country. Y'all don't do that with nobody else. Everybody got their own lane, and then y'all want Will Smith. He should have been on Billboard. Why? He don't sound like Kendrick Lamar. He ain't supposed to. That man, 50 something the hell years old. He ain't supposed to sound like Kendrick Lamar. Like Kendrick Lamar ain't supposed to sound like none of them young ones that's out here now. Ain't that he can't rap with them? It's just what it is. So when you have these OGs rapping, what are you really? I'm trying to understand. What category are you trying to put them on? Because they already beat all the categories. Hell, most of them are the blueprints for the categories you're talking about. I had to veer off and talk about that for a second. Now, let's go to the next. Okay. So of course the next song, I do like this song as well, is Work of Art. Now this is with his son Jaden and with Russ. And Russ is rapping on here. You know, Russ gonna rap. He gonna rap. And a lot of people's up there like, why ain't these people tell Will he shouldn't have done a song? He shouldn't have done it this way. They ain't gonna tell a grown ass man what to do with his music. If this is what he's feeling, this is it. Art is subjective. Music is subjective. You don't have to like it. But if this is where he's at in his music right now, whether he sell 1 million or $1, it's what he's on. So on work of art, he's talking about I'm the judge, I'm the victim, I am the shooter, I'm in the Torah, I'm in the Quran and in the Bible, I'm a shepherd, I'm a leader and a disciple, I'm a wretched and the blessed. I am the average, I am the shadow, I am the light, I am the marriage, I am a work of art. So he's basically talking about who he is. You know, he said my soul feels trapped like I'm riding the Bryson Tiller beat. I think that's, they really, basically you're a work of art, you're everything. You got to work through all of this crap, perceptions. He's basically human, and he really figured it out that yo, damn, I am human. I'm human, and that goes back to cracking that facade of what we put him up on, that pedestal of perfectness, perfection of what we want Black people to be in this society. It cracked. Instead of just saying we want you to be an evolved you as a Black person, common sense, of course, but we can't worry about society standards of Black people and the success of them because that's going to make people like Will Smith crack, and that's what it was. He was everybody's darling till he wasn't anymore, right? So I think that this is a good song if you take your time and just listen to it. Yes, bust out raps, Will in this. What I mean, he's Will Smith. What you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? But Will Smith is rapping on here. He's rapping with the beat and everything. Um, and I know that people be like, well, just because he's rapping with the beat doesn't mean he's really rapping. You just like the beat, and I get that because sometimes our ears will trick us that way. But there's certain things that he's saying on here that I do like. You know what I mean? And he is a work of art on all of this. So, and he even said they tried to censor me, and they did. They did try to censor this man. They tried to go out and go off on this dude. So let's not act like he did not suffer what he suffered. And again, this is why he's saying, of my journey, I choose the redemption part. I'm not choosing when I was down and out and people was throwing shit at me, and then the reflection. I've done all of that, and that's good work. I think that that's more personal for him anyway, and you can't tell him how to um how to create his art on the truth that he is spilling out, right? I do like this line where it says everybody want to be a lion until it's time to do some lion shit. That's true. Everybody wants to be a lion until, you know what I mean? Then they don't want to do that shit with you no more. Nah. So let's go to the next. And so the last one is, of course, a skit that we can do without, really, and that's the Reverend on the Work of Art sermon. And that's it. So of all those songs, there's like three. That could have been possibly four skits on here. Again, the ones that I like is "You Looking for Me" because he starts off trying to talk shit. Now I will say this. I wish "You Looking for Me" was a harder beat. I think it would have been more received with a harder beat. Um, Rave in the Wasteland, that's one of them type of beats. If you like that type of garage, um, metal, not really metal, but oh gosh, that type of garage instrumental type of beats, the rave beats, then that's cool. I like Bulletproof. I do have that on my playlist. Hard Times, I think is very cute. I think it's very, very cute. It's a real light song, very light song. Again, that features Tiana Taylor. Beautiful Scars, that's on my playlist. Tantrum is on my playlist. Make it look easy is on my playlist, and also Work of Art. So I'm one of them that I like to meet a rapper where he's at. I understand that Will Smith ain't the rappiest rapper, and but he's not doing nursery rhymes either. He's Will. This is what Will raps like. Even if you go back to his earlier stuff, that's how he raps. And I think y'all looking for a summertime hit or a jiggy with it hit or a pushed single. And I think the song that he's trying to push as a single is the one with Tiana Taylor. But I honestly think that he should have pushed either work of art or beautiful scars, in my opinion, and have that as a follow up to one of those two. And I think that would have really kind of changed the dynamic, maybe a little bit. Again, I can live without First Love. I don't like that one too much, and the skits I don't really care for, except for the first one, which kind of brings the whole thing together and or sets you up for what you're about to listen to in a way. Is this kind of hokey? Is it kind of preachy? You could say that, but damn it, we got so much pain in this world. Ain't nothing wrong with a little bit of hokiness. Damn. I mean, he was accused of being hokey before. You know what I'm saying? Not preachy, but hokey. You know what I'm saying? It's the summertime came out that everybody was like, oh shit. And that's what y'all wanted. Y'all wanted another summertime vibe as Fresh Prince. Again, this is Will Smith though. Yes, he's the Fresh Prince, but this is Will Smith though. You know what I'm saying? He evolved. That's what you do. Now I do have something I want to show you as an interview. Tony Rock did have something to say about Will Smith's debut album coming back and everything. I want to show you that. And after that, we're just going to wrap up. Thank you guys for spending time with me on my review of Will Smith based on a true story. Why don't you listen to it and tell me what you think and what song you think is bearable and that you can listen to, and what did you expect out of the album? What didn't you expect out of the album? Is it exactly what you think the album would have been? Things like that. I want us to really go into our own perspective about the albums. There's nothing wrong with getting an overview of every critic and see what they're saying, but just listen to the songs for yourself and tell me what you think. All right, this is Better Rap Street Team. Bye.
It's a good time to be a comic right now.
Yeah, hey, well,
Great time to be a comic right now. Will Smith has an album out, and it's a piece of shit, and he addresses the Oscars. It's a good time to be a comic right now.
what do you think about that? Like, I mean, bro, like he's going back to it.
Everybody keeps telling me to stop talking about it, but then he fucking puts it on the song, so that gives me leeway to talk about it again. Album's trash. I'm just assuming that I haven't listened to it, but
Do you refuse to listen to
I
it?
refuse to listen to it.
The fact that he brought it up on the album.
That
Like,
motherfucker trying to sell a shitty album. I'm surprised he wasn't talking about being a drug dealer on this one, or he went to jail and got shot 9 times. He's trying to sell a shitty album. His best work was I'm still a hip hop head. That doesn't change.
So you like
his best work was Brand New Funk.
Okay. All right. So you'll give him that.
I'll give him that. I'll give him. I mean, I'm not entirely, an asshole.
Okay.
I know people think I'm an asshole. I'm just protecting my brother.
Well, I like
my brother's keeper. That's all.
I like that you can talk about things and it doesn't have to involve emotion. You're like, hey,
I'm a hip hop head. I'm a hip hop head to the core. This sounds probably shitty as fuck because I haven't heard anything about it other than he addresses your brother. If that's the only selling point, that's a shitty album.
Does this make things worse or better? Will him and your brother ever?
No.
Nah.
This is the saying that I don't like, but this applies. It is what it is.
Yeah.
They ain't friends. They ain't gonna be friends. It is what it is.
There's no fixing that bridge.
Neither. I don't think either one of them lost a significant amount of money behind this bullshit.
Yeah.
My brother might have actually made a little more money.
Well, yeah, that Netflix special
might have made a little bit more money. But
up.
ain't nobody hurting. All of us are walking in the bank on Monday with smiles on our faces.